Hello people! As you can see, I got my braces off. I actually got them off like a week ago, but I didn't film a video, so I guess this is the first time you see me without braces. It's weird. So today I'm going to be doing a little story time about how I almost died on Thanksgiving. It all starts on Thanksgiving 2017. We were at my cousin's, let's call her M, that's the first letter of her name. And every time we're at her house for Thanksgiving, we always ride her quad. So me and my other cousin, let's call her Jay. So me and Jay are like, hey, let's ask M if we can ride her quad. So she's like, okay, I'll have to ask my dad. And he's like, yeah, sure. So we got on the quad and we started driving all the other kids around. Then Jay wanted to ride. So I'm like, okay. So I get on the quad and I drive her around. So I'm driving around the farm and we're about to go where the cows were in the barn. But there was a big red machine in the way of the doorway, and there's two doorways. So we're like, okay, let's go through the second doorway. So I drive the quad through the doorway and park behind the machine, waiting for it to go through the first doorway. So what the machine was doing was it was driving really slowly along the cows and dropping hay for them. So me and Jay are just sitting on the quad waiting for the machine to go by, and it's taking forever. So me and Jay are like, okay, let's just turn the quad around. There's no point in waiting. But there's no reverse button. So we're like pulling it, and it wasn't working. So like, okay, Jay, you go get M's dad, and so he can help us because he's way stronger than us. As soon as Jay was about to leave, the machine started going backwards towards me. So I yelled, Jay, come back here, help! She runs back and tries to help me, and I'm pushing from the handles, and the machine is coming closer. I don't know if I should run and leave the quad behind or like die and get run over. So Jay's helping me and she yells at the top of her lungs, help, help, stop the machine! And at this point, I'm this close to getting crushed. And then all of a sudden, the machine stops. And like a 20-year-old man walks out of the machine and acts like he didn't do anything. And he's like, hey, can I help you? And we're just like, sure. And me and Jay just stare at each other like, is he serious? Is he actually acting like nothing happened? Like, we almost died and he's just like, hey, do you need help? So then he walks up to us and picks up the quad and just turns it the other way. But when he picked up the quad, the engine stopped, and then Jay's like, I think you broke it. And he's like, oh. So he starts jiggling around the quad and like looks at all the buttons and stuff. And he's like, oh, I think you guys ran out of gas. So you're like, of course we did. So he goes and like, I'll be back in a second. So he goes to get gas, or so he said. And like, we're waiting by the quad for like 5 minutes, and we're like, what is he doing? It takes this long to get gas. He comes back with a leaf blower and starts blowing the hay. He just poured all over the ground. So I'm just like, okay, Jay, go get M or her dad or something to help us get gas or figure out what's wrong with this thing. So Jay gets M. M's like fiddling around with it, and she's like, oh, I know what's wrong. So she went to get her dad, and her dad comes, flicks a button, and it just turns on. We're like, oh. So the gas wasn't even the problem. That 20-year-old guy was like really weird. So that is how I almost died. This is like the dumbest video ever. It's probably really bad. But I'll see you guys next time. Bye!